Back in 2005, I was a young public relations professional. I was recently engaged and we were looking forward to a move to Michigan. I started to notice that I had a spot on my arm. I have lots of moles, very freckly. Having grown up on an island and having spent the majority of my childhood on the beach, I definitely had an increased exposure to the sun. So part of the concerning thing with this spot on my skin was void of pigment. And then it got to the point where it started to peel and it started to bleed. I knew it was something I needed to address. So I had scheduled my appointment before I had even moved to Michigan, and I went to the dermatologist and I said, you need to biopsy this. I need to know what it is. It was Clark's level 4 melanoma. And a Clark's level is a classification for depth of tumor. Technically, my melanoma was already in the bloodstream. When I went in for lymph node biopsy, they injected my tumor with radioactive dye, and they ended up removing 5 lymph nodes that had picked up the radioactive dye, and those would be the ones that they would go to the lab to test to see if the melanoma had spread in my body. My surgery ended up being 3.5 hours long. They left me with 45 internal dissolvable stitches and 18 staples, and it looked like I had a shark bite on my arm. I would say for the 2 years following my surgery, I never saw the dermatologist and left without new stitches. I started to notice some pigmentation in my scar, and I went into the dermatologist and I said, I need you to biopsy this. And I was right, it was melanoma again. We wanted to be closer to family. We moved back to Massachusetts. Here I am, young, newly married, just starting out in my career, and I had a lot of uncertainty about what would happen. I haven't had any reoccurrences since 2007. I knew that stress and a stressed body creates an environment that cancer likes. So that was something that I could manage. And part of that is doing activities that make me happy. So we spend a lot of time in the woods, we spend a lot of time hiking, and we still spend a lot of time at the beach. That's an important part of who I am. And I love to garden. I would encourage you to pay attention to your body, to be an advocate for yourself, to see a professional, to see a specialist, and to really find a doctor that is a fit for you, that you feel is listening to you and taking your concerns to heart.